The Thirsty Crow and the Secret of the Stones. Once upon a time, during the peak of summer, when the sun seemed to burn the sky itself and even the wind felt hot and heavy, a tired crow flew alone through the empty air. The rivers were dry. The ponds had turned to cracked earth. The leaves had curled up, and the trees stood silent like statues. The crow hadn't had a single drop of water in hours, and every beat of his wings felt heavier than the last. His throat burned. His beak was parched. His wings begged for rest. But still, the crow flew. He believed deep in his heart, I may be small, but I'm not helpless. If I search hard enough, I'll find what I need. For hours, he searched. Empty wells, dried puddles, and dust-covered fields met his eyes again and again. Just when he was about to give up, something caught his attention, a faint sparkle in the distance. With the last of his strength, the crow glided down toward an old, forgotten garden. In the middle of the garden stood a clay pot, partly buried in the ground. The crow landed on its rim and looked inside. Water. Yes, there was water inside the pot. But it was too far down. The crow stretched his neck, but his beak couldn't reach. He tried to tilt the pot, but it was too heavy. He flapped his wings hard, trying to shake it, but it wouldn't move. He stepped back, staring at the water glistening just beyond his reach. So close, yet impossible to reach. For a moment, the crow stood still. The sun beat down on his feathers, and silence filled the air. He could have given up. He could have flown away. But something inside him whispered, "Don't stop now. Think. There must be a way." He looked around, and that's when he noticed them. Small, smooth pebbles scattered across the dry ground. An idea formed in his clever little mind. The crow picked up a pebble in his beak and dropped it into the pot. Plop! It sank to the bottom. Then he dropped another. And another. With each stone, the water rose slowly, quietly, surely. The work was hard. The heat was cruel. But the crow didn't stop. One by one, he dropped dozens of stones into the pot. And at last, the water reached the brim. With a sigh of relief, the crow dipped his beak and drank deeply. The cool water ran down his throat, washing away his thirst, his pain, his exhaustion. He had done it. He hadn't found an easy answer. No one had come to help him. But he had used his mind, his effort, and his willpower, and that made all the difference. The crow took a deep breath, looked up at the sky, and flew away not just refreshed, but proud. Proud that he hadn't waited for a miracle. Proud that he had made one for himself. Moral of the story: God helps those who help themselves. The crow was thirsty, but he didn't sit and cry. He looked for a way, and when he found a challenge, he used his intelligence and effort to overcome it. That's how life works. If we try, if we act, help will come. But we must take the first step.